We're going to explore a really powerful, kind of counterintuitive idea today. The idea that all the hard stuff we spend our lives trying to run away from, well, that's actually the key to a meaningful life. It's about completely flipping the script on how we think about success and failure.
This quote right here, this is the foundation for everything we're talking about. It's so simple, but it's incredibly profound. Think about it. If it wasn't hard, everybody would do it. And then the greatness, the real value, would just vanish. This is the mindset shift we're aiming for.
And that's the big puzzle, isn't it? Deep down, we know that challenge is what creates value. But our default setting, our basic programming, is to seek comfort, to avoid the very thing that helps us grow. We're just wired to run from the fire, even when that fire is exactly what forges us into something stronger.
Okay, so in this first section, let's really break down this paradox. We're going to look at the two basic paths you can take in life, and why picking the hard one, the one that demands a struggle, is the only way to actually build something that's going to last.
Now, what I find so interesting about this is how it frames our choices. The easy path, it's always tempting, right? But it leads to displace of emptiness because you never really develop that feeling of earning something. The hard path, the one with all the resistance, that's where you build real, genuine self-esteem. That's where you find out what you're actually made of.
And this just nails the point perfectly. I mean, think about it in physical terms. Nobody walks into a gym and expects to build muscle without lifting heavy weights. The resistance, the strain, that's what causes the growth. And it's the exact same principle for our character, our skills, and our minds.
All right, let's move on and see how this builds. Because if hardship is the gym for our character, then you could say that pain is our personal trainer. It's not just a signal telling you to stop. It's a signal telling you to wake up, pay attention, and learn something.
So, nature gives us two primary motivators, pleasure and pain. But here's the problem. Most of us build our entire lives around just one of them, avoiding pain. We're basically throwing away half of our toolkit for growth. The progress principle flips that on its head. It encourages us to intentionally use controlled struggle to learn and to push ourselves forward.
This is the formula. This is what turns those bad experiences into rocket fuel. See, pain by itself is just suffering. But when you combine it with some honest reflection, when you ask yourself, okay, what did I do wrong here? And how can I do better? That's when it transforms into progress. Failure stops being failing and becomes data.
Man, this is such a powerful way to reframe it. We tend to think of failure as something that just happens to us. But this perspective says you have to achieve it. You have to be willing to push yourself right to the edge, to the point where things break, because just on the other side of that, that's where winning is.
Okay, so we've got the right mindset about hardship and pain. Great. But how do we actually move forward on those tough days when we just don't feel like it? Well, this next section is all about the engine, the mechanism that actually gets the job done.
I absolutely love this comparison because it is so true. Motivation is an awesome feeling, right? It's like a turbo boost for your car, but it's totally unreliable. You can't schedule it. Discipline, on the other hand, that's the engine itself. It shows up whether you feel like it or not, and that is the true foundation of any kind of long-term success. Just think about any gym on January 1st. They are packed with people full of talent and enthusiasm. But come February, most of them are empty. Why? Because that initial shot of motivation faded and the discipline just wasn't there to take its place. Consistency, that's the real superpower.
Now this next idea, this tackles one of the biggest traps we all fall into. This belief that we need a perfect plan before we can even start. It's a really subtle form of self-sabotage that just keeps us stuck right where we are.
What a stark image, right? The graveyard of big dreams isn't failure. It's the planning phase. It's that place where we endlessly prepare and research and wait for the perfect time. A time that, let's be honest, never actually comes. And all the while, our potential just withers away.
And here's exactly how it happens. It feels productive, doesn't it? Making lists, building strategies. But in reality, we're just substituting the feeling of taking action for the real action that actually moves the needle. The goal is to make that planning phase as short as humanly possible and just get to the doing.
This is the antidote, plain and simple. You are never going to feel 100% ready. You have to act in spite of the uncertainty, because it's the action that creates clarity. Waiting just creates more fear.
This metaphor is just perfect. If you're lost, standing still doesn't help.
you're still lost. But if you start walking, even if it's in the wrong direction, you see new things, you get new information, you can adjust your course. Movement is information.
So all of this, embracing hardship, building discipline, acting before you're ready, it all comes down to one final critical battle, the one that takes place entirely between your own two ears.
It's blunt, I know, but it's the truth. That voice of doubt, the magnetic pull of procrastination, the fear of what might happen if you fail, that's the real opponent. It's not the world that's holding you back, it's the story you keep telling yourself.
And that's because every external battle is either won or lost internally first. Before you can ever conquer a challenge out in the world, you have to conquer the negativity and the weakness inside your own head. That self-discipline, that's always the first victory you have to claim.
Wow, this question is it's haunting. Just imagine, on your last day, being surrounded by the ghosts of your unfulfilled potential, the ideas you never chased, the person you could have become if you just took the chance. It's a powerful, powerful reminder of what's truly at stake.
The time for later is over. The journey you want to take, it begins with the single step you take today. This is the decision point. Make the choice to go after greatness and then go do the work. And so we'll leave you with this. That future version of you, the one who has already achieved all their goals, they're begging you right now to keep the promise you made to yourself, to embrace the hard path, to do the work, and to start right now. What are you going to do?